So I have about enough patience to either do like a small feature or two, or do some data entry. And I feel like if I do some data entry, that'll free up me attention span for doing the feature work for the rest of the week while I'm doing the live stream clipping. Taking longer than expected to load. Get the collection set up. I'll say collection set up while we're waiting, and then it immediately loads. Yeah, it's typical. So main facility, Caterium stuff. Like this is the copper and Caterium side, and that's the iron side, effectively. So we need 4 additional groups. Warehouse floor. It is called the warehouse floor, isn't it? Yes. Then we have supercomputer. Electromagnetic control rods. High speed connector. I'm sure there's a hyphen in there somewhere. Yep. And AI limiter. And we have no inline production. We also have no output. When did that happen? Is this when I was having issues producing one of these two and I just took that out to encourage production? Like go in a warehouse or something? Yeah. Right, so this just goes to storage, so let's pop the name on. And we are making 3 supercomputer a minute, but not with the default recipe. There we go. So, yep. So these three are going to go straight to storage. Then I can hop into these two floors and fling the parts over. It's not turbo motor, it's cooling system. That's the other facility. Yeah. So the turbo motors for cooling system, I think, are accounted for. What am I thinking of? It's not. Oh, it's normal motors for cooling system that I'm thinking of, right? So that's one set of resources accounted for in the Caterium side of things. And that, like, all of that's going to drop down eventually. Like once the bauxite parts facility, aluminium parts facility over there gets added. Okie dokie, next up, electromagnetic control rod. Going to 3 places. I might have added one too many things. I don't think this has any inline production. It does not, so let's take off pool 102. I mean, I'm going to add it in shortly anyway, but I'd rather not have it lying around in the wrong group. It like makes very little difference because all I would have to do is assign it to the correct group, but it feels weird otherwise. Electromagnetic control rods, 3 manifolds, no intermediary production. Cool. So we have 8 going to storage. The outlet recipe's already been selected, yay. Oh, hang on a second, gotta remember to set up the outputs. Going to motor, that's the thing. To motor. Now the signage says 17.625. How much do I actually need? So we got 3.75 plus 3.28125. It's helpful if I'm alt-tabbing back satisfactory. There we go. 17.15625. So that number on the side is not up to date, which means there's a good chance that the manifold isn't either. Let's double check the numbers. 10.125. 3.28125. 3.75. Yup. So we are overproducing ever so slightly. Oop. Control A on the wrong window there. There we are. So that means we need 8.578125 and 17.15625. I'm not gonna bother doing the manifold, I don't think. Although now that I say that, I feel like I'm gonna have to. Okay, so 17.15625 divided by 5. And the recipe itself is 2. Which means it will not be over 5 machines. It'll be over at least 9. Which it is not. Oh, hang on a second. That's not the per minute value. That's the per cycle value. Haha. Okay. Yeah, it's 8 a minute. $42.89. Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to fix that. I just really cannot be bothered. Because like this save file isn't going to survive to 1.0. So it's mostly, like I've said on previous streams, this is all for gathering like experience with like issues with using the calculator, production planner, whatever. Okay, 2 turbo motor. Right, now the sign says 4.6875. How much do we actually need? Okay, we're actually good there. Yay. Right, now high-speed connectors are upstairs. Stators aren't, so we can actually tot up the numbers for those. So we've got 4.6875 plus 17.15625 plus 8. And that is less than we needed before. Which means we need to take off that much steel pipe. And we need to take off that much steel ingot. And we also have surplus of wire. v75. This is confusing me. Set that to 0. This is one of the reasons why I want to consider having linked inputs, so that I don't actually have to fill in the numbers. I just, like, say, automatically link this value to this value. Problem with that is there's like a similar thing with the whole isolation boundaries feature. It would need to know when to stop. So we've got 15 plus that much, except we don't need that much. So we take that output to 0. I'm not entirely sure how the UI for linked inputs would work, because I think this is one of the reasons why it's not on the production planner. Project planner. This is the production planner. GitHub's the project planner. So yeah, so one of the reasons why that feature's not on the project planner, or if it is, it's down in the eventually pile. It's a UI UX issue. I know how I would code it, but I don't know how I would bring the UI to it. Because we have in here all of the state is going to electromagnetic control board. So you would need some interface which says this pool is providing these parts for this group. And then it would need to automatically update the outputs to say, tell me how much of this you need. I'm going to set it up here, so then the next recalculation cycle is now going to say you need 0. Or if that number changes, it's going to lower it down. And it's that recursive thing that gets the actual programming problem. The UI problem is like, how do I add that UI without just making it suck? Because, as many people have noted, I am not good at inventing UI. I'm good at implementing UI. I'm good at observing deficiencies in UI. But I am not a UI person. I can understand UX issues, just don't have the like instant inspiration I do for UI that I have for like other programming issues. Anyway. So we've got all the data up there. So this is going to go to so 3 different flaws in electromagnetic control rod. So that's going to be these things, and I put them in backwards. Right. Oh, yep. So we're going to put that in. And then 2 V22 motor. Just making sure I selected the right ones. Cool. Then we're going to flip the order. Oh, wrong direction. So to turbo motor. Just going to get those. No, I don't want to activate control pilot. Feck off. Oh, it's because I pressed Windows like the thing. Now I have to disable the bloody feature. How do I uninstall Copilot? None of this AI nonsense, please. I've got no idea what the provenance is of those features. Taskbar. Just having a little distraction here. Let's see. There we go, Copilot turned off. Right, so I wasn't really paying attention to see if I was swearing there, so if the swearing comes through on YouTube, I do apologise. Alright, so yes, fingers doing the correct things. Control X, not Windows X. So just the high-speed connectors we should need next. Funnily enough, that's the next floor! I've still got to remember to turn the bloomin' chat overlay on. Because I think someone swang by the other day and I was like responding to their message, but the overlay wasn't on, so it would just look like I was talking to myself. Which I'm doing majority of the time. So it's like no big deal. But still a little bit weird. Alright, so we are making silica in line, but we're gonna do the same thing we did on another floor where we're just gonna set up the oh, and we've got quick wire as well. So I need 2 more manifolds, well 2 more pools rather. So we have inline production of silica, but we have group production of quick wire by the looks of it. Maybe? Oh, no, right, it's just how it was built. Okay, so this bank of constructors is all for that. I think the reason why it was done this way is just because of the order things got built in and switching recipes and the like. Because whatever this was originally doing, actually it's entirely possible it was always set up like this, so I honestly have no idea why these aren't in line. I think it might just have been because that what hadn't been set up yet, so it was just a volume of parts issue. So yeah, I guess the first thing that we're adding is setting this to not quartz, we're setting it to silica. And I want to make sure that this group, not necessarily the entire thing. I want to make sure that this group has the correct silica recipe, because I might be using cheap silica elsewhere. So we've got silica, and then we'll have quick wire. So we have to storage. The supercomputer one got removed to RCU. And to electromagnetic control rod. So we're going to do these parts first. So to storage is going to have three, and I need to set the global recipe to one of the other thingies. Yeah, it would help if I actually press the plus button there. So one of the other thingies, it's the only other option. So we've got the three there. And those are going to storage. And we have the radio control units, so we need to go double check those. We need 42.375. See, and this is a feature I forgot that I put in. It's the report view. I don't need to go through each of these individually. I can just go to the group report view and get the number out. What I will need to do is actually set the amounts up. I need to do the same for the electromagnetic control rod, so yeah, let's go back to bloop. So we need 7.5. I'm just going to type in the calculator. See, this is the reason why to go into them one at a time, because I can get the exact numbers out. Because, as I mentioned, I don't have an input feature in it yet. So here we go. Let's configure these outputs. So we need 7.5 going to storage, 16.875 going to turbo motor, and 18 going to supercomputer. Just wait for autosave there. Go. So, electromagnetic control rods. So we need 4. Plus 8.578125. Plus 2.34375. Go. Storage. Motor. Turbo motor. Yep. So that's a 4. 8.578125. 2.34375. So now, I've got one more floor to do, but we can check on the impact there. So all ingredients satisfied, no surplus there. Oh yeah, it still leaves the bauxite stuff. Same there with the cooling system. Right, last floor. Right, I need at least one more pool. And need another pool for the quick-wire, and I've just realised I forgot to set up these numbers down here. And it is all inline production of quick-wire. let's see. How much quickwire do we need? That's a lot of quickwire. Just double check it isn't using fused. It isn't, but it probably should be. So we need 90 plus 1271.25 plus big long number that I'm not going to type in myself. There we go. So now we've got the silica to put in. So 37.5. 29.6875. 186.5234375. I should have copied and pasted that one. It does just occur to me now that if I get this feature implemented for sending production to group, that means I could avoid doing multiple pools. Maybe. Because those 3 pools for high-speed connectors, if they were taking okay, let's just say there was one pool and it was taking the input from the group. That means the silicon could be in the same group. So maybe what I need to do is I don't know if I would implement this as virtual pools or something else, but if I had like comma separated numbers, that would be saying I am implementing like 3 sets of production for like, I'll just put in like one high-speed connect like production thing and just say comma 3 numbers there. So that would have to be treated as like mapping comma to plus is like the absolute lazy part of it. Because I've got like the calculator code and the intermediary nut calculation token span stuff. That all counts X and asterisk as both being aliases for multiplication. So if I put in comma as a alias for plus, that would work for me, but I am now realizing it wouldn't work for European users because of this whole comma as a decimal, not 1,000 separator issue, which would mean having to use a different character, so we could just use a semicolon. That might work. The only issue there is, organizationally speaking, I can't give them separate names. So, programmatically, this could be implemented by having multiple pools obscured somehow. It could also be done by actually allowing pools to have multiple copies of the same production item. So that might work as well. So I'm going to make a note of that. This is one of those things that might go into the eventually pile. Let's see, consider adding support for multiple copies of the same production item in one pool. These could be annotated with names. They would replace the need to have multiple pools in one group in some cases. Because that's going to make a lot more sense than fudging aliasing support in, because I can't add a name to a number, but I can add a name to a production instruction. Which I'm splitting hairs a little bit there, but yeah. Anyway, are we doing any inline shit? Yes. So we have the two outputs and the one inline thing. So we're going to put that in quick wire. To storage. And crystal oscillators. Bloop. So we need 5 AI limiters. Going to storage. There's a thought. If warehouse production destination support is added, well, should be if that should be when. Add a checkbox to pools to say, oh, is it to pools or on the production level? Yeah, because now I'm getting it with this whole idea of having multiple production lines in a single pool. That means we're getting into the area of a production line has settings beyond just the value and the recipe. So we could have a checkbox saying this is going to warehouse whatever warehouse is assigned for this pool, send this output there. So I wouldn't have to manually set this up, it would automatically do it. Well, it would either automatically add the output value in, or it would just like pass it through rather than polluting the serialization. Checkboxes, filters say or production lines by previous feature, say send to warehouse. Right. 2 crystal oscillators. 10.5625. 311.25 quick wire. Need 100 quick wire for 2 storage, and the remainder will go to the other thingy. Well, the sign says 10.5625. I didn't actually go double check the crystal oscillators. Right, that just says 4.6875. Is that right? Yeah, okay. I haven't swung by this manifold to reclock everything, so yeah. That off. We need 93.75. Yeah, there we go, that's what I forgot. Cover sheet. Oh yeah, let's update numbers. And of course I need to split crystal oscillator AI limiters up. So 1.875 and then the remainder going to the 2 computer pool. Oop. Okie dokie, so now if we pop back into crystal oscillator things, it's only the quartz and rubber that's absent. Yay. So aside from ingredients, these facilities are all done in terms of data entry. So the next time I'm streaming doing data entry as opposed to like state and feature testing type stuff, I will quite probably be doing steel next, I think, because like a lot of the manifolds over here need like steel ingot parts, and that's where we're making all of the coal and iron distribution happening. And then after that will be these two facilities, and then after that will be those two facilities, and then that facility. And unless I want to get into the whole oil like parts facility, I think it's electrode magnetic things. Petrocoke is what I think I'm making over there. Yeah, so I've got a petrocoke facility over there, but that could be done as a single tool, and then just ignore the whole raw resource part of it. But yeah, like it's another facility, it should be on the production calculator save. So, yeah, we've got into a good rhythm with features that are kind of like essential to... that's a problem. I mean, it's not like the belt's running full tilt anyway, but that really should have been upgraded some time ago. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so we've got a good rhythm of using the production planner and finding like what works, what doesn't work, what new features to add. So I've got just about as many like tickets in the backlog as I have tickets done. So I'm being quite productive with it. So not all of the features will probably get done by the time 1.0 comes around, because, you know, that's going to be a lot of work to handle. So it's going to be in a usable state by the time 1.0 comes around, but then when 1.0 gets released, none of the recipe selections are going to be accurate. It will need like a complete update to docs.json.ts, which I should have a good handle on, unless they've completely changed the structure of docs.json. Ideally, what should happen is, like, all I need to do is drop docs.json in, modify the schema, and it only be work on the schema, and everything else is going to be already handled. The worst case scenario is there's lots of extensive changes which actually need code level changes and not just schema level changes. So, best case scenario, 1.0 support gets added in a day. Worst case scenario, a couple of weeks. So yeah, there's that. And then there's the whole thing of putting once that's in docs.json.ts, how to handle multiple version support. Same thing for the production planner. Do I let it handle multiple versions at the same time or not? Because there are going to be a bunch of players who copy the game files for update 8 so they can keep playing on it. Anyway, that's going to be all for now. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.